Oh yes. Home sweet home. Home sweet home. After 6 weeks of traveling through Europe, it's time to return back to Mikasa. Now usually, as quite a lot of you know, I kind of leave for the whole of summer, but this is the first time where I'm coming back to Dubai in the peak heat, right in the thick of summer, and I've done that for a number of different reasons. So let me show you guys what I'm currently working on and why I've come back to Dubai early. Mike Thurston, in case you didn't know, that's me. And these things around Mike Thurston are the main media outlets that you'll be seeing moving forward. Now, most of you will be aware of Mike Thurston, the YouTube channel, the one that you're currently watching right now. This has been in existence since 2016, but it has evolved over time and it's kind of become something beyond the original fitness bodybuilding style channel, which I started out doing. For the first few years, all I talked about was training, nutrition, and a little bit of mindset. Now, the channel's much bigger than that. My audience is much bigger than that. There's a lot of people who watch my videos and they don't really care about the training, nutrition, and things like that. So I don't go so in depth into that kind of thing like I used to. But I still would like to make those types of videos. So I'm gonna start a second channel, which is gonna be called Mike Thurston Coaching, which is gonna be launching on the Sunday after this video has gone live. We also have First Things First. So this is my podcast. For those people who don't know, I launched a podcast a couple of years ago. And this podcast is discussing a variety of topics. Quite a lot of you probably haven't heard of this yet. This has launched, but we're in the very early phases. This is going to be a second podcast where I'm co-hosting it with a business partner and good friend of mine called Vadim. He's the founder of Bionic, and we go back quite a long time now, a couple of years. So we got together, we wanted to put together a project where we would dive deeper into the science of longevity, wellness, biohacking, anti-aging, optimizing performance, things like that. But anyway, more to come on that later on in this video. So you can imagine why, me being in Europe over the past couple of weeks, I've kind of felt a little bit anxious that I'm just floating around, not really doing the things which I should be doing when there's all this to be taken care of. So yeah, to be honest with you, I've had an enjoyable 6 weeks. That's been my summer. I'm now ready to get back to work and crack on with these new projects. Well then, folks, we're back on the roads. I must say, it is reminding me of when I moved here, 2019, 2020 vibes. The traffic is flowing. There's no standstill, gridlock, mayhem. I'm actually enjoying driving again. So yeah, for all you people who are away and are planning to come back, how about you don't come back and you just stay where you are? Honestly, these cars must cook in the middle of the day, peak summer. Someone told me that the cars built in the Middle East, in the Gulf region, are actually made a little bit differently so that they can withstand the extreme temperatures. Just your typical Dubai car park. Bentley, Lamborghini, Rolls Royce, Range Rover. New machines, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Love some new machines. Hello. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I'm very happy to be back here. Whenever I'm traveling and I'm on the move, when you're always switching up the gyms, it's very hard to stick to a routine. And second of all, even when you do find a couple of good gyms, like for example Marbella, there's a good selection of gyms in Marbella, but they're all outdoors. So when you're training in the peak of the summer, it's just horrible. So the ones here are very well adapted to the heat, nice and cold on the inside, and there's a lot of variety. I probably have 5 gyms which I go to on a regular basis. They're the ones that are heavily in rotation. I'm going to keep that to myself because I don't want people making them more busy. But anyway, next 4 weeks, we're going to give the new upper-lower split a good scene to. There's absolutely no excuses now why I can't give it a proper go. and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Legs twice a week, upper body 3 times a week. Rep range is a little bit on the lower side, so strength and lower body size should go up quite a bit. Today's pre-workout is a very strong ice Americano and a ginger and lemon shot. So today we're going for a personal best. We've got 5 plates. This is what I did last week. Today we're going to add an extra 5, so an extra 10 kilograms total. Let's go, 8 reps. So guys, that is the session complete, and it was a very good one. I don't know if it's because I had a rest day yesterday, or if I had 8 hours sleep last night, or if it's because this new split is an absolute mad one. But either way, I was hitting PRs left, right, and center, and it's only going to continue, inshallah. One thing that is not good about being back is the fact that I can't just pick up calls that are incoming from WhatsApp or FaceTime. They've been doing this for I don't know how long, but you can't just accept these internet calls unless you're on a VPN, which I am. Shout out to Surfshark, who've been saving the day every day for the past 5 years. Another reason why I use Surfshark is because it protects my data and hides my online activity, even on public Wi-Fi. Using a VPN is like wearing pants. All the important stuff stays private and secure when you step your foot outside. With Surfshark, your connection is encrypted, which means hackers, trackers, and even your internet provider can't spy on what you're doing. Plus, it lets you change your virtual location so you can access shows, games, and sites from around the world. So I can sit at home and tune into the US version of Netflix if I wanted to without any issues. And if you want to take your device protection to the next level, you can experience top-notch security with Surfshark Antivirus. The software supports up to 5 devices, has regular updates, and advanced security features will provide you with a powerful shield from online threats. So if you're interested, head over to surfshark.com/Thurston or use code Thurston at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. Welcome to the new podcast studio. Right next to the main podcast room, we have the behind-the-scenes electronics room with more than enough screens. What's going to happen here?
This is the production area for HackU Media. We're going to edit, cut, produce all the content regards to health optimization, everything around wellness improvements, latest what's happening in the world with the smartest people who actually know what they're talking about.
We also have a little area here in case we want to do a freestyle and create a HackU album. Mixtape. Imagine if you had to do a podcast in here. This would be so intimidating.
So this is a panic room turned into a podcast studio. If you want to need the ultimate quality of sound, this is the room. So whatever, if we do something live and you want to make sure the sound is perfect, because you don't want to cut it, you do from this room.
So, any voiceovers, or if you wanted to do narrate an audio book or something.
Yes, or an audiobook, yeah. I think that's room. And then you're definitely going to find a quiet, happy place here to do so for the next 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
So HackU Media was created because we believe that health optimization deserves a bigger platform. We believe that a lot of podcasts out there are created to reach more audiences, but not always does the interviewer or the podcaster have the time to go into detail on the things that people are very, very interested about, but a niche audience. So for that niche audience who wants to know more and go deeper, HackU Media was created, and HackU is the first of its kind podcast that will go into depth on certain specific topics, where it's less about the person as the guest, but more about the knowledge of the guest who's coming onto HackU.
The funny thing about social media is sometimes those people who are the most knowledgeable aren't necessarily the best at building their following and having, that voice which they deserve. Usually the people that are best at marketing themselves or know the game of social media or look a particular way, they end up getting the most people following them and listening to them, but in reality they actually don't have a huge amount of useful information to say, or they're not qualified to be talking about the things which they talk about. So we want HackU to be something which can give those people who really know what they're talking about a voice and a platform to reach more people.
So there you go, folks, a little taster of what is to come. I'm excited about this. Not only is it a new challenge that I've set for myself, but I mean, I'm going to be learning a lot. I'm going to be meeting some cool people, and there will be a lot of value provided to you guys. Now, frustratingly, if I didn't want it to get this up and running as soon as possible because the studio was ready, but it also tied into me leaving for 6 weeks, so he had to take quite a lot of the guests by himself. But now I'm back. I'll be co-hosting. I look forward to it, and that location is also going to be the home of something even more exciting, which I cannot talk about right now. That news is going to have to wait another couple of months, but it is huge, seriously huge. I'll be spending a lot of time there, put it that way. Yes, guys, we are out here absolutely roasting. This is the first time I've been outside for about 2 weeks. The visibility didn't look too bad, so I thought I'd get a bit of sun. But yeah, 15 minutes in and we're dripping. I'm the only psychopath doing it, apparently. Yeah, that's a little glimpse of what the summertime is like in Dubai. Nobody is tanning. You're either by the pool, or you're in the sea, or you're just not out and about at all. And you know that game where the floor is lava? The floor is literally lava. Everything is absolutely scalding. And of course I came out without my flip-flops. But, you know, we're embracing it. We're getting a bit of vitamin D. The UV is off the fucking charts. It's 41 degrees, but it feels like 43, and we are loving it. Oh, right, guys, I've officially changed my mind. I'm not loving it. It's absolutely disgusting. I need to cool off. Yeah. Oh, this is not cooling off temperature, let me tell you that. It's like walking into a bath. It's extremely warm and it's extremely green. But this time of year you get some discounts, very good discounts on hotels. So if you want to come to Dubai and you just want to stay indoors, go to the malls and chill in your room, it's always an option. There's a lot of things to do indoors here. But if you want the proper Dubai experience, I recommend coming from October onwards until April. That is peak time. Right then, the sun has set somewhere. The vibes are immaculate. I think it's time for some filming to go ahead. No camera crew here in Dubai at the moment. They're all doing their own thing. So luckily I know how to set this up. Being in the game for quite a while, you do learn how to you know, get the lighting, audio and visuals on point. So let's get things set up. 2 big bomber clock lights. I think 3 probably would be ideal, but oh, by the way, you like my shorts? Maximum comfort. But it's okay because when we film, nobody sees these. You know, the funny thing about this is, it's not really funny, it's just an observation. When I film at night, the settings are so much better. It's a vibe. In the daytime, it's also quite nice, but it's definitely like, it just hits different at night. The problem is, usually on an evening, I'm just less in the mood to film. I'm definitely better off, like, when I've woken up in the morning, got a couple of iced Americanos in me, and I'm just like ready to rant. If I've had a really busy day, you know, the prospect of me having to talk and set this up usually is pretty off-putting, but since there's like nothing going on right now, I have none of my friends who are in Dubai, there are no events taking place. It's kind of nice. Like, what else am I gonna do? Might as well do something productive. Yeah. Vibing. Microphone for crystal clear audio. So today I'm going to be filming my 100th episode special. The Q&A. I got a lot of questions So I spent quite some time going through them and picking my favorite ones. For everybody who's thinking about making sit-down videos and filming, you want to minimize the inconvenience of the process of doing this, right? So in an ideal world, what I would do is I would like clap my hands, press one button, and everything be ready to go. But obviously I can't really do that here because I like to film in my living room because I want to make the most of either the view or the elements, and you know, I can't just have lights and wires and equipment here all the time. So I would like to have my own room, like a studio dedicated just for filming. So I walk into the room, press one button, everything's just ready to rock, and I can just speak. Because ideally, whenever you do have inspiration and you want to talk and you want to say something, you need to be able to just do it. Talk when you feel inspired. That's one of the main reasons why I like vlogging myself, because if I'm not in the mood to vlog and somebody shoves a camera in my face, I don't want to talk. I'll just be like looking miserable and I won't really have anything valid to say. Whereas if I have a thought and I'm like, oh, that'll be good to talk about, then I just whip out the camera and just say what I need to say. So just a couple of tips there, guys, when it comes to filming, even though probably none of you care about this. I'm literally just documenting behind the scenes of what I do on a day-to-day basis when I'm here. It's not really that exciting. A lot of you guys only see the good life of me like traveling around, but that is not the reality of how it is all the time. Now we just have to wait for it to go completely dark so that the lighting is consistent, and then we'll get rolling. Okay. We always need to do a little test. Always need to do a little test because things could go wrong. I remember one time I filmed a video like this. I think I was talking for an hour. Turns out when I went to review it, the whole thing was completely out of focus. So it was just a waste of time. Anyway, the questions are ready to rock. I'm ready to film. And to be honest with you, by the time this video goes out, the Q&A would have been up for a couple of days. So head over to First Things First to check out the full video. But since I have you here, might as well just rant a little bit more. It's funny how things change as you get a little bit older. I used to love escaping for the summer and just living a life of hedonism. But I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or the things which I like doing are now changing. I was getting a little bit bored of just traveling around, to be honest. As much as I do like to have a little bit of fun from time to time, now whenever I'm doing something which isn't of use, is of value, is, I don't know, creating something, is not supplying you guys with, you know, useful content, I feel like I'm kind of just dossing around a little bit. Particularly now, as I mentioned before, there's all these things going on with the podcast, the new podcast. Whenever I do travel around, especially in Europe, I just don't really get many podcasts done. I like to be back into the productive routine and to actually get things done and to build things. What do we have? So, oh goodness me. Look at that. 300 grams of the finest beef with some potatoes. Also got some asparagus in here. I don't know what the frig this is, some sort of gravy, but it's very good when you dip the meat in. Your boy knows a thing or two about dipping his meat in, let me tell you that. What a friggin' great meal that is. So good. So, going through a couple of messages now. This is also taking up quite a bit of time at the moment. I mean, fortunately my team are doing a very good job. But we have a big trip lined up. The next trip, which is absolutely not for pleasure. This is a big business trip. It'll be America Part 2. So I'm going to be hitting up predominantly LA. I've not gone to LA since 2018, so you can imagine there's a lot of people there who I need to link up with that haven't been linked up with. When it'll be a very productive trip. I'm also going to pass through New York and Arizona, I think, because there's a couple of people there. So the goal of that is to try and tick off 15 podcasts. Anyway, guys, it is bedtime for me, and this has probably been the thing I miss the most when I've been traveling. My bed, my room, my cozy room.
we have a new addition as well. This arrived today. This is a real tree. And look at the roots. What on earth is that about? How has that happened? Unbelievable. So it's blessing the room with some good vibes. And it should do, because it wasn't cheap. Another thing we've also missed is this device. Hello, you are back in action, Mr. 8 Sleep. This is the best bit of tech which I have picked up in recent years, even better than Whoop. See, this thing, you can't see it, but it's just a little mattress topper which goes over the bed, and it keeps me cool. I am a notoriously hot individual, particularly at night time, even when the air conditioning is like ice cold. Usually I overheat because the duvet is too thick, and even the duvet I have now, it's a thin one, but I still used to overheat. But this mattress topper, I set it to -4, and oh my god, like, the sleep is so good. I don't wake up restless in the night. The deep sleep is improved. The REM sleep is also improved. It is an absolute game changer. And if you are sleeping with a partner, you can divide it into 2. So one side can be hot, one side can be cold. Very, very cool piece of kit. I'm going to talk about it more in another video, because I think it is actually worth talking about, because sleep is very important. And, you know, I just friggin' love sleep the older I get. So I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. It's been just a day in the life of what I'm up to in Dubai. Locked in, no distractions, getting things done. So yeah, a couple of sit-down videos to come. And then the travel vlogs will continue, but not for a couple of weeks. So hold tight in the meantime.